This week we take Blackfish Fab all the way from Washington on his first local to us trail and see if his rear steer can hang. We end up getting stuck in some muddy quicksand, and if you watch till the end, we get wet and wild on a rowdy waterfall. Howdy, howdy, and you guys know we're about to get rowdy. Thanks for stopping back in, and if you guys are new to the channel, our channel is all about wheeling the hardest trails in the Southwest and having a great time. Being responsible, picking up the trails, and pushing the limits with good friends. Today's mission is we are out here with Blackfish Fab all the way from Washington. He drove down here to see some of our local best, and that's exactly what we plan on putting them on. We also got a rad fleet of rigs that showed up to come along with us.
Trying not to cut myself. Done, son.
Right out of the gate, we find some trash. This is to be expected as the Southwest has had a wildly wet winter this year. With big rains and lots of snow melt, it causes massive amounts of water to thrash through these canyons, bringing roadside trash down along with it. We're always happy to pick up after the trash holes who throw garbage out their window from the roadways above that end up in our beautiful trails and deserts. It's always exciting to hit trails after big storms. With all the water that blew through here, lots of boulders will have moved and changed some obstacles, along with dirt being washed out or filled in, changing the trail. Not to mention the pools of water and mud that's gonna make it much harder to find traction.
All right, we got Bronson up the first obstacle of the day.
And I'm Colby.
If you're new here, this is Colby and she's a rad wheeling kid. Guys, this is Cody, Blackfish Fab. Say hi, Cody.
That's my best friend, Colby. That's my best friend.
Colby has determined that they are now best friends, Cody and Colby.
This guy drove 24 hours by himself to get wrecked off with the Wreck Gear crew. When you have someone drive that far to wheel, it's always a good idea to start them off on a milder trail because you never want to put someone in a spot they don't want to be in, especially when they're 24 hours away from home. Let's see how he feels once we get through this trail, then we'll see how rowdy he really wants to get.
Alright, now Cole's gonna come walk this and make us all look bad. All them roost your boys.
Cole is the only one in a drag axle, which means the rear tires don't turn, making everything on the trail twice as hard. But he has a bent fab car and he knows how to drive it. Yeah, buddy! When you're out here wheeling and you're on something, you're supposed to give it the mustard. You're not supposed to drop the mustard. I don't know why this is out here. Give it the mustard. Don't drop the mustard. Stupid.
All right, everybody got that through that first obstacle, so that is great.
There was only one rock that was moved on this first obstacle, but there was a bit of water, making us work harder for it. I've almost flopped on this next obstacle, so I'm hoping it's not too blown out. It actually looks like it's filled in a little bit. I still gotta be on my game, as this one is sneaky. It's got a super sharp breakover, and it hangs your belly up big time.
That's some redemption. Usually the obstacle does not like his buggy.
If you have a rear steer, you want to keep your driver's rear tire all the way passenger until it's inside the crack of the middle of the obstacle. As you climb, turn driver with that driver's rear tire to push the sidewall on the face of the crack to help grab traction and push your belly over the breakover.
I fucking love that car, Cole. I love it.
In a drag axle, you really have to come at it from the far right to try to get your rear driver's side tire inside the lip of the crack. If you've got good patience and have obstacle awareness, you can work the rear over after a few approaches just like that. Now that he has the rear inside the lip of the crack, he's able to work the front steering and search for traction and crawl right up.
Yeah, buddy. Feeling it out. This one's a cool one. Always makes you nervous, but it's fun.
I don't like this one, and it's not because it's hard. It's because it's like off camber and it makes you feel sketchy, and I just don't like it, so I never ride in it. See, not bad, I just don't like it.
This obstacle crosses you up and gets your rig twisted the entire way until your tires get over the lip. It is also decomposing granite, so it doesn't offer a lot of traction. When on an obstacle like this, you really just want to wheel by braille and feel for the most stable line and the most traction.
If I can even walk this, I'm gonna get up there, maybe. All right, I made it.
We are now on the last obstacle of the trail. I've only done the right line, even though the left line is much sketchier because the right line is super technical and fun.
All right, so this line apparently has changed, and I think that rock right there didn't used to be there last time we were here. Could be wrong, but that's just what I think. So he's gonna try a different line.
I was wondering when we would see the big change in the trail from all the water we had this year. That rock straight landed right where your diff needs to be. No better time than now to try to take that left line.
Yeah.
Sean and his rear steer YJ is no stranger to pushing the limits. When he saw me back out to do the old hard line, he lines right up to try to conquer the newly changed line.
Okay, so I don't know if you can hear him, but that rock I was talking about is right in the way of the ditch. So you have to drive on it.
So I just want to explain to you guys, this obstacle is usually way easier. What happens is when we get huge storms, it blows rocks and debris completely different places. So this line, which used to be the easy line on the right, well, not easy, but it was the easier of the two, is now the hardest. I had to go up the left line, which used to be the hard line, but that's now easier than the right line because the storms have changed our trails. That's why our area is so awesome to wheel, because you never know what you're gonna get into. Switch it up on you. He's using his rear dig right now to pivot his rear end, so you don't always have to use front dig. when you have rear steer, you can do rear digs and manipulate where you need to go. It's pretty rad. That's it. Go, go, go. You got it. Good job, buddy.
Excavation crew.
That didn't happen the way I thought it was gonna.
He's gonna stack it. What do you think?
Yeah. You're stacking it perfect.
We joked around with Scott because that was crazy. That rock flipped on top of his axle, and he pretty much looked like a bulldozer pushing it as he climbed the obstacle. But in all seriousness, in the hardcore world of rock crawl, it is almost a sin to stack rocks by hand to aid your vehicle to get over an obstacle. If you can't make the trail, use your winch. Don't pave the road. If you don't have a winch like Warren Industries, then you should not be doing rock crawler trails.
Clean, buddy.
Crawler rock bouncer.
Rear passenger a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Straight in the rear. Just nice and slow up. All right, now passenger rear. Yep. Yeah, you're done. You did it.
Alright, you guys, we made it through this trail. So I think we're gonna go find another trail and fill that.
Blackfish Fab did awesome. Pretty good wheeler, man. He's keeping up pretty well.
Heck yeah. Also, if you're new here or haven't already, can I tempt you with a subscribe?
Definitely subscribe.
Thank you.
And just like that, I found myself stuck in a rock crawler's nightmare. Mud. And this ain't no East Coast mud. This was the bottomless quicksand kind. The kind you see in the movies. I drove in and the top looked like dry sand. Once I broke through the crust, I sunk right down to my axles in what I can only explain as hours of future pressure washing.
Put his winch free spool, and I'm gonna try to go up this bank here. I think I center punched the marsh.
This was one of the obstacles that Cody with Blackfish Fab wanted to see. So I was super determined to get through the mud spot so he could see the crazy waterfall after it. We kept me hooked up with a winch and free spool and cast me out like a piece of bait, hoping I would make it all the way across. And if I didn't, they'd be able to reel me back in with the winch. Lucky for us, I made it through.
What are we, some mud boggers over here? What are we doing?
Theo, come here.
Look at your mud bogger. Oh, the
And it's just dripping mud.
That's fine. Us mud boggers out here, this is normal.
This fall is pretty tough without it being wet and without caked up mudded tires. I gave it a couple hits and figured no one else was gonna try it. I completely forgot I was wheeling with Sean in the red YJ.
No. Oh my
God. Oh, no. Woo! Woohoo! Oh! I did the thing. I went.
Whoa! There you go.
No, I sat there and thought about it. I was like, I can't let him be the only one that comes down because that's going to be
In a YJ of all things.
YJ can do it.
Anybody can.
That's my friend, I know him.
Sean and Wild Bill headed up the rest of the trail, and then Colby got her first bee sting of the year. So I turned around, went back down so we could get the little booger back to camp. As for Cody and Blackfish Fab, Guy can wheel and his rig works great. Make sure to catch next week's video as we take him on some of our bigger, harder trails. Sponsored in part by BFGoodrich Tires, Warren Industries, KC HiLites, and AXEL Off-Road Helmets. Best way to support this channel is give that subscribe button a little skiddly do, diddle that notification bell, give this video the fat finger, and leave a dirty little comment below. As always, thanks for watching.